How do you find the will to fight back against a world that wants to keep you sedated, average, and stuck in place? Join us for the tools and strategies you need to create a life of abundance, discipline, and high achievement. This is the Tactical Empire with Jeff Smith.
Welcome to another episode of the Tactical Empire. I am joined by Sean Ryder. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm hiding out in my bedroom recording this podcast, and the neighbor's dog is in the living room squeaking the hell out of her toy. Uri, 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 uri. So hopefully my microphone is not picking that up.
I do not hear that, so that is
You don't hear
perfect.
any eats? You don't hear any eats in my bedroom?
No,
That'll
I
be
don't.
later. That'll be
There we
later
go.
today. Awesome,
Jeez,
brother. How are you?
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Cannot complain about anything. I am having an amazing time gearing up for our Jacksonville meetup. Really looking forward to delivering the goods for those guys, spending a few days with us, some quality time, and helping move them forward.
Yes, I'm excited about that. We're going to see some of the staple guys that have been in the group for a few years, and then we got a few of the newcomers coming in. So that's always going to be good to mesh the old heads with the new skin guys. So ready for that. We've been working on the 90-day accelerator. We've been getting some guys into this group, working through their first 90 days. Whether it's with the guys in the accelerator or just through conversations with guys in the inner circle. And quite frankly, we do a lot of sales calls, quote unquote, discovery calls, sales calls, whatever you want to call them, with guys that are interested, and we get to know a little bit about them. Whether they sign up or not is irrelevant. But one of the things that I find that is a recurring theme, and that's what we really try and pull onto these podcasts, is what are the things that we keep seeing people run into, and what are the situations we find themselves in. And the one that we're finding with current like accelerator guys and guys that I've been on the calls with to get more information on what their lives are like is like, and I'm just going to speak strictly to the situations where like the man is building the businesses, doing the projects, has a really big idea on where they want to go vision casting wise. And the wife may work, the wife may be at home, whatever it may be, but a lot of it's falling on the man to build the platform that everything's going to build on. And what I'm finding is when you talk to them, they might be making $250,000. They might be making $500,000. They might own a handful of pieces of real estate already, but the level at which they're thinking, it's not a bad thing, but they're like, hey, I have to get to 2.5 million of XYZ. I have to get here. This is the number it's going to take to do blah, 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 blah. And I love that. Love to aspire to that. Love hearing that. But then when we dial in on like, well, what do you want? Like we just got off an episode where we talked about thinking long range. So that's super important. But a lot of these guys, they're married and they also have kids too. So we can't think long range and neglect short and medium term. And in the short and medium term, you may not need that level at which you're striving for right now. Let's say in the next few years or even 10 years before your kids turn 18 and are out of the house. And I bring this up because it's okay to think that big, but not at the detriment to excessive workaholism or anxiety, right? And that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm feeling from some of these guys, Jeff. And I want you to step in here in a second and speak more to it. Is like, I love the big numbers, but I don't love how you're viewing the need for the big number right now in this season of life, because it's creating anxiety that is going to cause issues, is currently causing issues, or is going to create undue stress, which is going to work against you in the other 4 Fs to a certain extent. So what are your thoughts on that as you see that with some of the guys we're working with?
I am this guy. So I used to be stupid and have that mindset. So I like am the cookie cutter version of that. Like I used to think like I wanted to get to whatever, let's $10 million, $20 million, something like that. And I've shared that I want to go to $30 million as well. But like, I don't think that way anymore, because what I understand over time and what years of experience have taught me is that, and this is the mindset shift that we're working on with those guys and also people in the group, is that like the only thing that matters is actual cash flow. And so you could have $10 million of net worth and you have to go to work every day and go earn more money, right? Like $10 million doesn't mean shit. Like, but you might know somebody that has a $500,000 net worth that passively produces fucking $100,000 a year. Who's in a better spot? In
Yes.
my opinion, it's the guy with $500,000 net worth and $100,000 rolling in without him waking up in the morning, even, because cash flow is all that matters. And so, like, that is a mindset shift because I found that when I was targeting a number, $10 million, whatever, it created a lot of stress on me. I was always like wound tightly on like, I have to get to that number. I have to get to that number. And so it caused distractions. I wasn't a great father during that time. I like always was preoccupied. I didn't have attention span, shit like that. And I still don't know if I have attention span, but I'm working on it. But the thing that is easier to conceptualize and understand is so this goes back. Another good analogy of this is like how much you have in your 401k, right? So everyone's creating this huge time horizon, like, okay, I want $7 million in my 401k. That's probably a better example than even what I'm saying. But like everybody wants this like long tail effect of like 45 years of work, and there's going to be this like pot of gold sitting there, 10 million bucks. For me, when my mind flipped into cash flow mode, it changed everything for me. And it's why I'm whatever, pseudo retired or whatever you want to call me. It's why I travel around with my family all the time. Like, because if you can understand that all that matters is that monthly cash flow that you can produce, first of all, it's palatable. You can change it like by $100 a month, right? Okay. If I go deposit this money into this particular investment and it pays me $100 next month on the first, and then into perpetuity, I have now changed the way my brain is wired because now I understand the feedback response. Whether it was $1,000 to get that $100 or whether it was $100,000 to get that $100, I can understand the pathway to make 100 turn into 200, to turn into 300, to turn into 400, and then I can work backwards from what I need. So like if you buy a business or if you buy a piece of real estate and each piece of property produces $300 a month, right? Then you can see how much money do you need. And it's something you're working towards in palatable numbers too. So instead of going to $30 million, I'm trying to produce $30,000 a month or whatever, right? And so if you're doing that and you're doing it at $300 a clip, you understand how long it takes you. It takes you 100 doors to make that happen, right? It's just simple math at that point, and you can digest it that way. And then you can also make progress on it. The big numbers like $10 million in that bank, yeah, you're going to make progress on it, but it doesn't give you the flexibility and freedom to use it now if you want to to double down and roll it back in to make it grow faster, to give you the flexibility of taking care of your problems today. And do you want to work more? Do you want to work less? This is a simple thing we talk to the guys about all the time. They're like, my wife loves her job. And I'm like, I don't know that that's true, but whatever. Maybe she does. But if you produced another $5,000 a month passively, maybe she could work 20 hours a week instead of 45 hours a week. And like, then you've got some flexibility on what she wants to do. And like, you also have choices. And if she doesn't want any of that, you can plow $5,000 a month more back into things, $60,000 a year. How fast is that going to move your number? So I think what people don't understand is they're looking for the big lump sum at the end, which really means nothing. But if I could give you $1,000 a month when you're 21 years old of free and clear cash flow for the rest of your life, it's a way better opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like where you went there with it, and that's why I'm not a big fan of net worth at all. I just think to the example that you gave, like someone that's got $2.5 million net worth, but that net worth doesn't create income. Like maybe it's a paid off house and the valuation of a business. Now, hopefully, the business is paying them income, but like if you can't sell that business, it's not worth whatever worth you put on a piece of paper for it. But the person that's got $500,000 net worth and maybe that's backed by a ton of debt as well, but it's paying real money. I think that's super, super important. So I like what you do when we work with people one on one is like hone in on that. It's like let's reverse engineer that number and we'll take it in increments and we'll talk about buying real estate. We'll talk about buying businesses, but they have to be the right businesses that aren't going to take your workload from 40 hours a week to 80 hours a week. And the one thing here is like you said it about the when they say their wife loves their job, and I'm saying it because my wife said that for years, until the tone changed, and now we find ourselves in the position we're in now, where neither of us have a W-2 corporate America job. What we're finding is we simply ask them, "Have you had this conversation with your partner?" And the answer's, well, no, not really. And so this comes back to what we harp on is like annual planning, sitting down and having the conversations, talking about quarterly goals for your family. And so I don't want to skimp over that because that is vitally important and you have to have that open communication with your partner. Just so you're not, because I see these men, they're plowing so hard to get to these numbers when they're like, their wife might be sitting over on the farmhouse front porch, like, hi, can you just stop for a minute and come have a glass of lemonade with me, right? For 30 minutes. You can go back and work some more when you're done, but I need this right now. And so that's kind of like where I wanted to go with it too, is like, if you're a guy building a business and plowing money into investments and you're not coming up for air or you're not coming up to see who else is on the lifeboat, a la your spouse and your kids, not that you're allowed to, but you must come out of the water, right? I'm just thinking of a scuba diver that's like obsessed with scuba diving, but they never come up to replenish their air tank. Like that's the image in my head right now. It's either a farmer that won't come off the damn field, or it's a scuba diver that's down there doing whatever he's doing, and he's not coming up to get on the boat for a few minutes to dry off and refill the air tank. That's what we're talking about with these guys when it comes to how big they're thinking, how hard they're working, and what they truly need. Like if you're just going to scuba dive for an hour, you don't need an oxygen tank. You don't need 3 oxygen tanks, right? Like use what you need right now and build the platform for what you're trying to go to. But again, it goes back to setting the pace, 80-20, all these principles that we teach. So Jeff, anything else that you want to throw out there for the guys that may find themselves in this figurative or literal boat?
I just think that it's a trap that catches you up. And ultimately, what we teach is ensuring that you're turning your profits into cash flow. And so that in time, over time, you have options. Like what you said is your wife said she wanted to work, she wanted to work, she wanted to work. For a lot of us, I think that we make a lot of assumptions about a relationship, or it's what we've known forever, so that that's just the assumption. Or your wife sees you grinding your face off, so she's like, I'm not about to ask to fucking stay home because he acts stressed about money all the time and he's always gone and busy and preoccupied. So it comes from this place of lack, and everybody kind of has that's why it's great just to have the conversation and open up the room and the space for it. But ultimately, what I want for everybody out there, every single family out there, is just to open up the options for them. Like, I mean, if you haven't had this conversation, if you hadn't planned, if you hadn't started learning financial education and then putting money away and then doing things, buying cash flow assets, like you have less options when it comes time for, like, I think we talked about it on the last show or the one before that about like you have this income coming in and then it gets cut off at some point, and you're like, man, I wish I would have planned ahead and done something different with that during that period of time. It's the same type of thing when it comes to turning your profits into cash flow resources, because you want those options. If you want to have a baby, if your wife wants to stay home, if you want to change, if you want to go on more vacations, like a lot of people get really like myopic in their thought process of like, this is just what we do. This is what we've done for 10 years. Instead, being like having the opportunity every year to be like, let's reinvent ourselves. What do you want to do this year? And the answer is we can't do anything else if we haven't behaved any differently. Like if you haven't taken on new skills, learned new education, started moving your money in a way that produces more money for you, like you may not have any additional options. And that's what I hate for business owners. If your option is to get up and go to work tomorrow morning again, because that's the only thing that keeps the wheel turning, you haven't done the right things over the last 10 or 15 years because there has been money, there has been the ability to siphon off some of that money and create it and create a cash flow system for yourself. And ultimately, that's what we're looking for. And we're not driving you into any one thing. You don't have to buy real estate. I mean, we've got people doing it with stocks. We've got people. Ultimately, what you're looking for only is cash flow, though. We're turning your money into something that pays you each and every month again on that money. So then eventually you can start replicating yourself. You make 50K, you make 100K. Let's get your profits that you've been able to accumulate to make that same 50K or 100K so that we've got another version of you out there working for you. And if you enjoy it, keep on plowing away, keep on raising your income. We're going to keep on growing this guy over here too. And then it's going to change your quality of life throughout your entire lifetime too, because you can use your money however you want in the 45 years to getting to your 401k, like we're talking about. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Awesome. I think that 2 cents is worth 2 blocks of gold, Jeff. So go ahead and send the people out.
Guys, have a great week. Kick ass. We're on Tactical Empire on all platforms. Follow us there. If you guys want to hop into our accelerator program with Sean and I and have us coach you 2-on-1 for 12 straight weeks, and we will build your business, build your cash flow systems, go over your personal finances, work on your 4 F's, and build out your entire structure for your 7 levels of financial freedom. Hit us up. That's what we do. Then we also have the Inner Circle, which is the kind of legacy program that the guys hop into. And that will be available for you at the end of the process if you so choose. So let us know if you'd like to get involved. Otherwise, hit us up for any questions that you have. We're happy to help anytime. We want everybody to get better, be more free, create more sovereign families, and kick ass. So talk to you next week. See ya.